Hi guys, Varun here from Phone Arena, and Apple is actually launching the iPad Pro 10.5 in India, and we have the retail unit here. We also have the accessories, the leather sleeve, the Apple Pencil, and also the pencil case. So let's go ahead and actually unbox the iPad Pro and take a look at the accessories as well. And before we get into the unboxing, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our videos. Here we have the Apple iPad Pro 10.5. Let's go ahead and unbox it. So this is the retail box it comes in. As you can see here, it's got a new image on the front. It's got the screen, because the screen is a big highlight of this iPad Pro. It's got a new panel with a 120 Hz refresh rate, which you generally find only on gaming monitors. It's called Apple ProMotion technology. So let's actually break open the seal here. As you can see, we have the 512GB iPad Pro with Wi-Fi and cellular functionality. And we have the space gray version of the device. I think for the first time they actually have changed the front of the box. Normally you have only the side profile of the iPad in the front. This time around you have the screen. So let's actually open it up. So here we have the iPad Pro 10.5. Let's get it out of the plastic. Wow, it's actually light. I expected it to be light, slightly more heavier than the iPad Pro 9.7. So here we have the iPad Pro 10.5. As you can see, the screen, the bezels are a lot thinner and smaller than the previous 9.7, and wow, this is a space gray version of the device, and we have new antenna lines on the back, and we have a flash below the camera. And yes, so let's actually put this iPad aside for a quick second and take a look at the box contents. So you get the lightning cable, and you also get the booklet, and you also get the wall adapter. This is the India plug. So let's take a look at the power rating. It's a 12 watt USB adapter, 5.2 volt, 2.4 amperes. So that's the power adapter. So let's put that back here. And the cable. So let's actually open up the booklet and check what is here. So here we have the welcome to the iPad Pro, some warranty Apple stickers, SIM ejector tool, considering this is the cellular version of the device. So let's put this aside. So let's put the box aside and actually take a look at the iPad Pro now. So here we have the iPad Pro 10.5 next to the iPad Pro 9.7. As you can see, you get more screen real estate, and also resolution has been bumped up for the screen on the iPad Pro 10.5, which is going to be much more impactful when you're actually using the small real estate. And apart from that, nothing much has changed in the front. It's slightly heavier, like a hair heavier in terms of the weight. So we lift it, I'm not going to be seeing that difference. So on the back, as you can see, both have pretty much the same arrangement. You have the antenna lines, and you also have some microphones which have been repositioned. The camera on the microphone near the camera is now at the center, and apart from that, you have the same Apple branding and LED flash. The cameras have been bumped up to the iPhone 7 level. So that's pretty much it. So let's actually turn on and power up the iPad. So here we have the power button on the top right. So let's power it on. So the iPad Pro 10.5 also features the same fingerprint sensor we have on the Touch ID, which we had on the iPad Pro 9.7. Okay, so here we have something interesting on this iPad. It's got a true tone display. So iPad automatically adjusts to ambient lighting conditions to make colors appear consistent in different environments. So you can change the display and brightness. So as you can see, the true tone display, see without, see. So you can see we are in an indoor shooting environment, and there's a lot of bright light, so you can actually see the difference, which is really nice to see. You should tap on it. So wow, so this screen is something else. It looks pretty similar to the previous iPad Pro Retina screen, but a notch more dramatic. And I've been hearing from folks who've used it that once you use the iPad Pro 10.5 or the 12.9 with the new display tech, you really can't go back to the old iPad. Let's figure it out whether it's true. So let's go. So it's running on iOS 10.3 as of now. The iOS 11 update is coming out. So this is the 512GB version of the device we have here, which and available is about 502.38 gigabytes. It's running on iOS 10.3.2. And the version we have here is the cellular and Wi-Fi version. So here we have the Apple Pencil, and we're going to be actually pairing it with the iPad Pro, and it's actually going to be funny because you're going to be putting it in the lightning port here, and Bluetooth needs to be on for it to pair, and you can go to Bluetooth. It asks whether it needs to pair, and it's connected. That's pretty much it. So you take out the pencil, it's going to be paired via Bluetooth. So here we have the iPad Pro 10.5. The screen is something pretty different from the 9.7. I'm not sure if you can make it out in like few minutes of usage, but after a few hours of using it, you can definitely tell the difference, and especially within apps like the web browser or video or gaming, you can actually make out the difference. And more our developers are going to be making use of this iPad Pro's Pro Motion display, so you can actually make out the difference a lot better. So on the front of this iPad Pro, you have the 10.5-inch screen, and also it's a higher resolution display than before. It's got 2244 or 2224 by 1668 pixels resolution with 264 pixels per inch, and it's got this new ProMotion technology in the display, which can crank up the refresh rate all the way up to 120 Hz, which is usually found in gaming monitors. So that means that when you're using even regular apps like the web browser, or using notes, or even games or something like that, you're going to be getting faster refresh rates. And it's actually powered by the all new Apple A10X chip on the inside, and it's also got a motion co-processor, the M10 motion co-processor. So using this, Apple is able to drive down the refresh rate depending on the application, so you're not using that 120 Hz refresh rate all the time. So apart from the screen, you have the home button, which also houses the Touch ID or fingerprint sensor. You also have a 7 megapixel camera right now on the front, which is very similar to the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. So you have a 7 megapixel camera on the front, and on the back you have a 12 megapixel camera, same as the iPhone 7. And also you have an LED flash here as well, and you have the antenna lines on the back, since this is the cellular version of the device. And as on the iPad Pro 9.7 and the 12.9, you have quad speakers. You have 2 speakers on the top and 2 speakers on the bottom, and the audio output is really loud, and it's still using the lightning connector for charging, and it's got about 10 hours of battery life. For rough battery life, we'll actually be testing it in our phone and in our battery test, so do wait for that for the actual report as to how long the iPad Pro 10.5 lasts. And it actually fits really nice in the hand. Even you can use it in one hand also. It's not recommended though. You can actually use it in one hand to carry it. It's actually pretty light. It's about 470 odd grams, slightly heavier, like a few grams heavier than the iPad Pro 9.7, but still packing a bigger battery and a bigger screen. And on the top you have just a microphone and the speakers, the home button, and the headphone jack. Yes, Apple is retaining the headphone jack on the iPads, unlike on the iPhone. And on the right side you have the volume rocker with separate buttons for the plus and minus. You also have the SIM card tray, which houses the nano SIM card for the cellular data. You can't make calls though, you can only use it for data. And on the left side you have the special connector for the accessory. You can actually use it for the smart keyboard or any accessory which supports this port. Logitech also makes some accessories. Apple makes their official keyboard cover as well for the iPad Pro, so it can be used. And that's pretty much it. So in terms of the hardware, so the biggest story for the iPad Pro is the Apple Pencil. So the Apple Pencil came out first with the Apple iPad Pro 12.9 a couple of years ago, and since then Apple has been promoting the Apple Pencil heavily for professionals. And with the iPad Pro 10.5, it's the same pencil, but then the display is changed. So the Apple has actually drive down the latency to about 20 milliseconds. So Apple claims that it's like going to be actually writing on a piece of paper with a pen. So let's actually try out writing on this iPad Pro 10.5. And before you judge me, my my handwriting is not the greatest. So let's actually try out. This is the eraser in action, and let's actually try out something. So as you can see, it's so fluid. This is just the default Notes app, and still is actually, as you can see, it's pretty fluid. It used to be still fluid on the iPad Pro 9.7 too. I'm not really sure if I can make the difference in the reduced latency, but still it feels really nice. This is the iPad Pro 10.5, and so let's see what else is here. So you have the ruler, you can kind of move it around with your hand. Even though you're using the pencil, you can actually move it around. It's a multi-touch panel, so you can actually move around. So let's actually put the device on the table and try this out. Wow, so this is something I'm discovering right now. So you can actually draw lines with it. So much fun. Imagine an imaginary ruler. So this is where a multi-touch screen comes into play. It's like actually drawing. So I wish I had the 12.9 rather than 10.5, more room for the screen. So let's actually use a sketch pen now. Why bother with a pencil? So you can actually use a ruler. Wow, so that's really amazing. I mean, doing such stuff on the iPad, like using a virtual ruler, just with the default note app. So Apple also showed off some cool apps during the launch. So this is an app called Procreate, which lets you edit your photos. So this is one of those apps. So that's it for the iPad, but iPad Pro 10.5, but you also have some cool accessories for it here. So we have the pencil case. So let's actually open it up, because the pencil is something which you can easily lose. So Apple finally decided to make a case for it. It's a leather case, and let's actually open it up. Wow. So actually even put a fake pencil in there. So let's actually try it out. So this is pretty much a leather case, like very similar material which you find on Apple leather iPhone cases or iPad cases, and the way you put it is this way. And yeah, you can actually even feel free to drop it. I don't think it would break easily. So the way you take it out is actually pull it out from here, and this is about 2,500 rupees, the MRP for this in India, and for a case to hold your pencil. The pencil is an expensive one though. It's about $100 for the pencil in the US. It's about roughly about 8,000 rupees in India. So I'm sure it's probably worth getting one of these if you use the pencil a lot. We also have a cool case as well. We have an iPad Pro leather sleeve, which actually comes with a free pouch as well for the pencil. So let's actually open it up. So this is how it looks like on the front of the box. So let's actually open it up, and here we go. So that's the case, the leather sleeve it's called. Wow, it's really nicely done. Wow, it's a nice material, and it's got this Apple logo on the back for you all Apple fans. And you also have a pencil holder on the top. Wow, so this is going to be eliminating the need for this, because you can actually, if you buy this, you can actually carry the pencil as well. So let's actually put in the iPad first into the case. So the sleeve, the iPad Pro leather sleeve. Wow, so you can actually carry this and the pencil as well. Wow, so you can actually carry the iPad like a notebook. It feels so light even with the case. I'm not sure how heavy is the case. We'll probably measure it and let you know later, but it feels really nice. And let's see if it's going to fall off. No, if you're going to be holding it like this, it's not going to fall off, because you're actually holding on to the iPad from the inside. So it's just a casual sleeve, not a real case, but it's not going to be falling out that easily as well, unless you try to really bring it out. But if you actually carry it like this in a backpack or something, I really like this provision they have for the pencil. So in case you carry around the pencil a lot, you can actually not lose it if you have a case like this. So the 10.5-inch iPad Pro starts at 50,800 rupees for the 64GB Wi-Fi version, and this particular version we're unboxing today is the 512GB Wi-Fi and cellular version, which costs 84,500 rupees. So that was a quick unboxing of the Apple iPad Pro 10.5 and the Apple Pencil, the pencil case, and the leather sleeve for the iPad Pro as well. So do hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. If you have any questions about the iPad Pro, do ask us in the comments and we'll try to answer it. And that's pretty much it. Do stay tuned to Phone Arena for other tech videos, and do follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. That's Varun signing off.